What's up, guys? After a 20-hour drive, we are back home. We got a blast at the ice cream cruise. We just got the new NSX we picked up, pulled in here, and we're getting ready to just pull the orange one up next to it. We're kind of just shuffling some of the cars around. What you think, dude?
Dude, it's pretty sweet. First time seeing it in person.
I know you couldn't see it out there because you were supposed to be there with us, but something happened.
What a shit show. So, yeah, I was supposed to go to the ice cream cruise. I couldn't leave Thursday morning with Kyle and everybody, so I was going to fly out there on Friday afternoon. And I did that. I had a connecting flight. I took off, landed in Dallas, and the second I got off the plane, my connecting flight to Omaha actually got canceled. So spent the night in Dallas. I was talking to customer service. They couldn't get me another flight until Sunday evening. The event would have been already over, so I was like, whatever, dude, just get me a flight home. So I wasted a whole day flying to Dallas for the night just to fly back to Tampa. It's pretty nice. Which
does kind of suck, but dude, that's why I didn't see Wyatt out there. He was supposed to be out there with us, but some complications with the flight came up, and he ended up having to just come right back home after spending a night in Texas.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate, but what can you do? You know?
You'll have that sometimes.
Yep.
But like I said, we got the NSX pulled inside, and she has yet to meet the orange one, which we'll pull them up next to each other. Pretty crazy. We have two NSXs now. We got the MR2 moved over to the lift because we're getting ready to get the engine back into this thing, and then we have a couple updates on the hatch. If you watched that last video to the end, you'll see that the hatch had 0 oil pressure after racing Kyle's ZR1, and we're gonna take a look at the log and see when that happened. But if anything is wrong with the hatch, we have the OG Routacy engine that is ready to go right back into that thing. So the hatch won't be down for long if it's serious. But yeah, we got a lot of work to do today, boys, so let's get to it.
Buddy, when I was talking about job security, I didn't mean to keep adding to that. We had enough already.
I know, dude. We should have never made that video saying that all the cars ran, because as of right now, besides the NSX we just got, the only cars running that are like our race cars are Wago and the orange NSX. Yeah, the MR2's down, the hatch is now down, the Sidekick's down, the 240's down,
Odyssey's down.
The Odyssey's down. Oh my gosh. We jinxed ourselves, guys, but it's all right. We'll get them fixed.
Dude, freaking units.
2 NSXs.
I hate to say it, bro, but I love the pop-ups way more than the fixed headlights.
The pop-ups are pretty sick. That one is honestly so clean. I didn't know what it was going to look like in person.
The body lines on them, I just think flow.
Dude,
so nice.
For the price on that one, I mean, I saw a lot of comments talking about the price on the black NSX and how it was a lot for a salvage title 200,000 mile car, but you guys got to know that a clean title NSX with low mileage is an easy $70,000 car and up. Some of them are,
dude, some of them going on Barrett Jackson or whatever, like 100 plus.
Yeah, like immaculate NSXs out there are going for over 6 figures. So, you know, what we paid for this one, we're not going to be losing out at all. If that guy just held on to it a little longer at that same price, it was going to be gone.
Well, dude, just even with what it was posted at, he had like tons of people hitting him up saying, I'll come get it cash.
Yeah, he had a lot of interest in it. And honestly, it probably could have sold for a little more if he was willing to wait on it. The outside's super clean. Yes, it's missing a couple things here and there, but it's a running and driving NSX, and the outside of it's like immaculate. It looks like an $80,000 car from the outside. She had a rough history, but she's okay now. She's under our care. We're gonna cut it up.
Are you sure that's better?
It's probably not. It's probably not better with us.
Oh man.
All right, guys. So we got the hatch unloaded here from Ice Cream Cruise. Like I said, the last race against Kyle's ZR1, lost oil pressure. I'm pretty sure it was caused from my 232. The hatch saw 11,700 RPM, which is a lot. So luckily, nothing actually came apart. The innards of the transmission are okay, and the rods are still all in the block, so that's a good sign. It still starts up fine and cranks fine. There's no oil pressure, and if you look at the log right here, this is that run. You can see we had 76 psi of oil pressure going into it. Everything's looking healthy. You know, the oil pressure line should look pretty stable and smooth, but then right into the run, right when we start getting into some RPM and boost, the oil pressure drops from 81 psi down to about 43, which isn't great. You know, it's not the end of the world yet, but it's still, you know, something's wrong already. And then the oil pressure climbs back up. We're back in the 70s to 80 range, so we're looking good for a little bit, but you can see it's struggling to maintain that. Got a wavy line going up there. And also, another thing to note, we only made 31 pounds of boost during all of that, so the hatch wasn't even on kill. We ran over 40 psi in this thing, just to put in perspective against the Plaid and, you know, all those. She wasn't all the way turned up, but You know, keep going along here, 75, 60s, 60, 79, 69. And then right about here is where we have a big blip. And this is just getting into second gear. And you can hear it in the video. The car kind of hesitated, and we have a big drop of oil pressure right there. So that's probably the pump saying, you know what, boys, I am out. Drops down to 23 PSI. You can see we have a hesitation in the RPM right there. We probably are struggling to keep VTEC engaged at this low of oil pressure. So we're probably dropping power there. Stuff's going on. Gears are probably breaking inside of the oil pump. So not surprised that we have a hesitation there. Oil pressure comes back up for a little bit, back up to 70, back down to 30. And you can see it's just struggling to maintain it, but back into the 70s up until the top of third gear. So, you know, it's not like detrimental to the engine at this point. And then all out fourth gear, this is the last of it. We have one big drop back down into all the way down to 18 PSI, which is really low for being at 6,000 RPM. And it has one last glimpse of hope here. Shoots back up to 68 PSI, 69 in the middle of fourth gear, and then nothing, down to 0. So from like 7,200 to 7,500, we had no oil pressure. So the last 300 RPM of that pull, the pump died on us. And that isn't terrible, because my first thought was that it died at the very beginning of the run and we had 0 oil pressure the whole way through, but it was doing its best to maintain some pressure. But right at the end of the run, pump said goodbye, and we're gonna have to do a new oil pump on this engine. And I would bet that this engine is pretty safe overall. I bet new oil pump, probably rebearing it just to do it since this engine is old anyways, and we're all good to go. But we figured while we are doing maintenance on it anyways, it's kind of a pain to do all the bearings inside the vehicle, things like that. We have the engine from the Routacy, the original H22, and this is the same spec build as what is already in the hatch, except this one is actually sleeved while the hatch has stock sleeves. And this would be a good time to just hot swap this one into the hatch. We can put that one on the stand, go over it, rebearing it, and also we could try to get that one re-sleeved and just build it on the side, bag it up, and then that will be the new backup motor if this one ever lets go. But this one came out of the Routacy. She's a turnkey, ready to go, 700-800 horse engine, and we're just gonna do a quick hot swap so the hatch will be back up and running again in a day, and call it good. And then we'll get to refreshing that engine once we can. But that engine has been through so much, boys. That is the same engine that has been in there ever since I moved from the first house in Colorado. We've had very many trips out to Mexico on that engine, the same one that drove from Colorado to Florida, ran the 2.9s and drove it all the way back. You know, all the burnouts, all the abuse. I could not ask for any more from this engine, and it's still running. Like I said, I bet we just slap an oil pump on there and it's good to go, but I think it's time to give that one a refresh before something catastrophic does happen. So that's what the plan is. We're gonna swap these two and the hatch will be all good to go. So guys, we're building up quite the collection of project cars, and you can probably guess that storage is getting a little tough. The garage is filling up and we have a whole bunch of cars parked outside. They're under our trees right over here, and they're getting all kinds of crap from the trees dropping onto them. And something we've wanted to do for quite some time now is add some carports to the Boost Boys compound here. We do have the storage back over here. We have our trailers under there, our jet skis and stuff like that, but it's just not enough room for all of the vehicles. And now that we just got the NSX, you know, we're really thinking about how we can add some more storage out here. And if you look behind me, while we were at Ice Cream Cruise, since Wyatt got stuck here since his flight didn't make it all the way out there, he has been working on getting this little pad ready for a new carport that we got coming. So today we have a delivery of recycled asphalt that will be dropped right here. We mowed all the grass out of the way, got it down to the bare dirt, sprayed a whole bunch of weed killer, and then laid these tarps down over that. And then we will be dropping some recycled asphalt down right here, similar to the carport on this side. And then we will have a new 25 by 25 foot carport going up right here. So we're hoping we can put a couple more cars under here and whatever else we may need. And eventually we might add a second one right next to it, but we're just gonna kind of see where this one goes, because we do have room to do 2 of them. The back wall will be enclosed, but the sides will be open for now and the front will be open for now. But later on we can add sides and stuff if we want to, but we just need some more storage. So Wyatt has been over here working. We got a whole bunch of trees cut out of the way. We had a big pile over there of all the branches that have been removed because a lot of this was just overhanging, and we have a lot of bugs over here and stuff like that. So hopefully clearing some of this vegetation out will help with that as well. But
Doesn't help we got the freaking Amazon rainforest back there.
yeah, so we got some big trees, but got a lot of those branches cut out of the way. And we'll have a new carport going up here soon in the next couple days to add some storage for the vehicles, and they're not getting all kinds of stuff dropped on them over there underneath the trees. So, and Wyatt will have an extra, you know, space to hang out when he is outside of his shed there that he's living out of.
My new and improved living quarters.
Yep, Wyatt's adding some square footage to the property
Just
here.
raising my property values.
But yeah, we're pretty excited about it, and we'll see where this goes. Ideally, we would love to expand and find a new compound, but it's expensive. A lot of stuff is not really for sale right now, so we have to make do with what we got. And we're adding some storage out here at the Boosted Boys house. So yeah, here shortly we should get a truckload of recycled asphalt, and then hopefully tomorrow that thing will be going up. All right, guys, the recycled asphalt has arrived. Getting ready to dump her down on our tarp here. There she goes. That's all of it. Oh. That's freaking loud. Just some more parking space.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, rule number one, never build a bigger garage. Because if you do, you'll get more junk.
Yep.
Never fails.
I mean, we have a small garage and we keep adding, so
that's
it's
what
fine.
I did. I had a small garage and I built one about this size. Hey, dude, you want to buy a race? Yeah, man, I need the parts for my car.
Right? Add another race car to the collection. Let's go.
Then my son decided he wanted to race. I built him a car. Gentlemen, have a good one.
it.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Put the old Crocs to work here. Spread her out.
Boots on this side of the Mississippi, boy.
Oh, shoot. That is one big pile of dirt. So we got to spread our recycled asphalt here, and then hopefully by tomorrow we'll have some more storage.
Yep.
But this is going to take us a minute. We got to go pick up a couple rakes and spread this out. All right, guys, while I've been working on the MR2, I was over here getting the engine pulled out of the hatch, and just got that guy out, and it's quite the sight to see because this has not happened in nearly 4 years.
Last time it was what, when we melted the piston in it?
Yep, I just looked up the
Destroyed it?
video. I pulled her up
Oh, yeah.
right here. It was 4 years ago. This guy commented, Ben, did you try turning it on and off again? But
did
it was
try that.
4 years ago, and it was on August 21st, which is actually
Dude, that's
in
like-
10 days.
Yeah.
So
Shy.
she,
Damn.
she almost made it to her 4-year anniversary on this engine, but not quite. Blew her up.
No more.
That's when we melted the piston. This is when I was filming the, oh yeah, she's cooked. Freaking sounds like a tractor.
Right.
But that was when I was filming the reaction videos, and that video now has 10 million views, which is crazy to think.
That's crazy.
But it's been quite some time since we've had to pull the engine on this girl. This H has put in so much work, boys, and I cannot be mad. And it's not even like a detrimental, you know, failure. It's nothing bad.
You know,
But-
Boosted Boys fashion, you could probably slap an oil pump in it and be fine.
Yeah, we could probably send it. But since we have that other engine that came out of the Radici, we're going to go ahead and just transfer everything over from that one to this guy, get it back in there. Hatch will be good to go. And then we can go ahead and refresh this engine and just keep it as a backup. But, dude, the OGH, man, put in some work. I cannot be mad at that at all. That's about it. We'll start transferring stuff over to the other engine, and then the hatch should be running up here soon, probably by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
Yes, sir.
So since our carport is arriving tomorrow, gonna go ahead and get this flattened out as much as I can. Went ahead and picked up a rake. I actually have a couple of them if, you know, me and Wyatt both get on it tomorrow, but he's busy right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and attack this pile and see how far I get in the next like hour or so. All right, boys, taking a quick break. I've been at it for about 30 to 45 minutes. This is a ton of work. Definitely would be nice if we had a skid steer or something, but it's a good workout, so can't complain there. I'm gonna come back in a minute and keep on going. I don't think I'll be done with it today just because that is a lot of raking, but make a little more progress and call it good. We'll finish it up tomorrow once the carport actually arrives. I'll definitely give it another good half an hour work though. Well guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. I went ahead and got some more work done on the recycled asphalt outside. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have our carport up and installed for some much needed storage. So that will be nice, get all the cars moved out from under the trees, things like that. And yeah, just wanna give you an update on the hatch. You know, brings me back to the OG days where I was working on this thing every other freaking weekend. And surprisingly, out of all the cars here, the hatches only had the engine out of it. This will be now the third time the engine has been out. So out of all of them, the hatch has been the least problematic, but it's also, you know, the less serious of the builds we have around here, especially with the MR2 and all the other ones making like 1,000 horsepower. But hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We'll get them back up and running here soon and go from there. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you later.